Okay, we're hopping right into the daunting task of cleaning our chitlins. So the brand that I like to use is the Aunt Bessie's brand. They come in 5 pound bags and they're considered pre-cleaned chitlins. Now, with any chitlins, pre-clean, red bucket, any of them, you need to go back and clean them. But I will tell you from experience, this Aunt Bessie's brand is the easiest to clean. And they are the cleanest chitlins I've ever seen. So this is just the up close view of the package, just in case you're interested. And so now we're going to hop right into the process. So I zoomed in here to give you a really close look. The Aunt Bessie's chitlins, they come in a tubular format. So like if you see there, I dipped them in the water. They hold water. So I'm going to cut them. There has been some debate that this is not actually the large or small intestines of the pig, but that it's like the cecum or something of the pig. I don't know. Anyway, they say they're chitlins, and they're easier to clean, so these are the ones that I like. So when you're cleaning a chitlin, what I'm showing you here is you're going to take, in my left hand is the actual chitlin. What you see in my right hand is the membrane. Now, I always take the membrane off. It doesn't matter what brand of chitlin I'm using, I always take the membrane off because on the membrane is where the bulk of the junk will be. That membrane is what comes in contact with the, pig stuff. So, I always take it off. And also, taking the membrane off just makes for a more tender chitlin. Like, my chitlins are always super, super tender. Because they're missing this membrane. So what I'm going to do is continue this process, and I'm not going to make you watch me clean all of these chitlins, at regular speed, but I'm going to let you kind of watch it, and then we'll move on to the next step. So basically, the main thing you need to remember, take the membrane off, and then in just a second, I'll show you what we end up with. So what is actually the edible portion and what will be going into the trash. What I'm holding in my hand is the edible portion of the chitlin. But I don't like my chitlins to stay this big, so I am going to cut them down. So now that I've finished, what you see in this silver pan is all of the membrane that I've taken off of the chitlins. I am not eating this stuff. That is going to be trash. What's in the green bowl is the actual chitlin. So this is what I'm about to wash up, and this is what we will be cooking. So at this stage, I'm running clean water in the sink, and I'm just going to keep washing them until the water is almost clear. You want to, try to wash them until it's no longer cloudy, the way it looked when we cleaned them. So that's the process you're about to see here. So now we're going to get ready for the preliminary boil. You take your cleaned chitlins, put them in the boiler. Now I'm going to add a few cups of water here, probably about 2 to 3 cups. The thing about chitlins is they make their own water, but this batch of water will actually be poured off. So it doesn't matter really how much water you put here, because the reason why you're boiling them first is because they can be really, really greasy. They are really greasy. And so by pouring this first batch of water off, it just helps to cut down on the amount of grease that you're left with in the end. So now let's start going over our ingredients. The ingredients are fairly simple. So we're going to be using bell peppers. I'm using a red one and a green one. I'm also going to be using a whole onion. The jalapeno is optional. I do like a little bit of spice, even though we're going to de-seed it. You're going to need 2 stalks of celery. And then people boil potatoes with their chitlins to help with the smell. I actually don't use my potatoes for that. For me, chitlins is basically a whole meal. So you'll see at the end that I add the potatoes to help bulk it up. Here is some all-purpose salt-free seasoning, some crushed red pepper, of course, my slap your mama. You know I pretty much use that for everything. Just in case we need it, I have some pink Himalayan salt, and then we have onion powder, garlic powder, and some black pepper. Now, some people use white pepper because they don't want people to think their chitlins are dirty. I don't use white pepper enough. I don't, to buy it. So I'm just going to use black pepper and then, of course, some minced garlic. So what I'm going to do now, and like I said, I'm not going to sit here and have you watch all of this. I am going to chop up all of my vegetables, starting with the celery, then the bell peppers, then I'm going to peel the potatoes, and then I am going to chop the onion. And then after we're done with all of that, we are going to get ready to pour that first batch of water off our chitlins and get all this stuff added to them. So here I'm about to take the seeds out of the jalapeno. I like the flavor of the jalapeno, but I don't, like super, super spicy food. And so by taking the seeds out, it just helps to control the spice of the pepper. And then once I get it de-seeded, I'm going to dice it up kind of fine. And then we're just going to add it to our seasonings. So here I am peeling my potatoes. If you've been around for a while, you know I just peel my potatoes in my hand. I don't like using a potato peeler. I just use my paring knife. And I'm going to cube these up the same way I would cube them up for mashed potatoes or potato salad, because they are going to go in our chitlins towards the end to help bulk it up. We won't be using them to get rid of the smell. If you have cleaned your chitlins well enough, they shouldn't really have a smell to them. And then if they do smell really, really bad, you can use vinegar in the washing. I forgot to tell you that earlier, but you can use some vinegar to help baking soda, things like that. So we're just going to finish these potatoes and then chop up our onion. And it's going to be time to get ready to add this stuff to the pot. So now that we're done, we're going to get ready to pour this first batch of water off. And all of that foam is what we want to get off of there. That would turn into grease. So I'm just going to take the colander, put it in the sink, pour the chitlins in the colander, and let the water drain. Be very careful here. You do want to make sure that you run some very hot water down your sink, because that is greasy water and you don't want to clog your sink up. And then I'm just going to rinse the boiler out, rinse the chitlins off, and get them back on the stove. Alright, so let's get those chitlins back on the stove. And now I'm going to cut to our bowl of vegetables. Again, we're using 2 types of bell pepper, onion, celery, and we're going to be using a little garlic. So now we are going to go ahead and add that to our pot. Now that we've added the vegetables, we're going to go ahead and add in some garlic. So now we're going to start our seasonings. I'm using that salt-free all-purpose seasoning first. And I'm being very generous with that because it doesn't have any salt. I'm going to follow that up with my Slap Your Mama. And for this recipe, again, start with about a teaspoon of things that have salt. And then you can use about a tablespoon of things that don't have salt. Those are my guidelines typically. And then you go from there. Alright, so now I'm going to add in about a teaspoon of the pink Himalayan salt. And then I'm going to follow that up with my onion powder and garlic powder. I use about a tablespoon of each one of those. Again, as I always say, this is your food. Season it how you like. I just give you a general guideline of where to start. And now we're going to add in some black pepper. And then we're going to give it a stir here just to get all of those things mixed in. And then I'm going to add my red pepper flakes. And after this, I am going to give it another stir, put the top on it, and let it boil for probably about another 30-40 minutes. So after they boiled for about 30 minutes, I decided to give the pot liquor a taste just to see what flavors I was working with. And after giving them a taste, I decided that I did want to go in with a little bit of seasoned salt. So I am going to add in about a teaspoon of Lowry seasoned salt here to help amp up the flavors. Here I'm also going to add in about another cup of water because I'm getting ready to add in my potatoes. And the potatoes are going to need some water to cook. So I'm adding that in, and now I am going to add in my potatoes. And we are almost at the end of this recipe. Adding the potatoes is the final thing that I do, and that was the reason for adding in the seasoned salt as well. If you've ever cooked potatoes, you know that they soak up salt. If you over salt something, drop a potato in there, and it'll kind of suck it up for you. So I needed to have enough salt to make sure those potatoes had good flavor. And then we're going to let this boil for about 20 more minutes, and we will be done, and it will be time to eat. So after about 20-25 minutes of letting those potatoes cook, this is the final view. These were delicious, and if you like chitlins, I promise you'll like this. If you don't like chitlins, you're not going to like it. As always, thank y'all so much. This is the last recipe of 2020, and I am looking forward to 2021. And I'm going to close it out the way I always do. Bye, neighbors. I'll see you in the next one.